Hello everybody. I'm sorry I didn't talk at all in the last half an hour and my voice got a little rough. So I thought of making a little bit of a mini series about polymer clay painting. Now we will decide what we want to do. I have some blanks for pendants already baked that we can put stuff on top. Hi Marietta, hi Gayleen, hi Cindy. And then I also have, and I didn't update the text. Give me just a second. I am so sorry. I had a few setbacks this morning. So just 1 second, please. Alrighty, we are good now. Hello. So, thank you, Ellen. Hi, Judy. Hi, Elaine. Who is Quiet Inspiration Creations? I don't know. Hi, Chris. But welcome. Now, I thought that because polymer clay painting. Now, let's first of all decide what exactly is polymer clay painting. Hi, Janet. Obviously, it is painting using polymer clay. Hi, Susan. But how do we do that? Because when you say painting with polymer clay painting, it makes you think of liquid polymer clay. But actually, if you want to see my face too, if you feel more, I just warn you that my bathroom outlet is messed up. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Christy. Hi, Sharon. My bathroom outlet is messed up, and it's one of those that, you know, you have a plug-in outlet and the switch for the bathroom fixture. And the switch for the bathroom fixture is messed up, so unfortunately, my bathroom window is on the back porch and the back porch is covered. So I don't have a lot of light in the bathroom right now, and this happened yesterday morning. So forget about dyeing my hair, forget about putting makeup and stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm not really dolled up. Bonjour, Nathalie. So as I was saying, polymer clay painting would make you think about painting with a liquid clay, but in fact, it is more of a dimensional painting, like one of some effects that sometimes are achieved in oil painting, or in there are some very thick colors paints that are practically like a paste. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm a very fast typist. But the idea is, how can we do the most of it? Because obviously, polymer clay painting is a 3D painting. It's something pretty much between painting and sculpting. Can you do flatter painting with polymer clay? Yes, you do. You can, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't find the reason why. I mean, you can paint flat with paints, and you can do a much better job painting flat with paints. So why would you bother doing that with polymer clay? Hi, Isabel. But when it comes to the 3D painting with polymer clay, now that is something that is really awesome. So, number one, we have several ways of doing the polymer clay painting. One would be on jewelry, and the other one would be on decorative objects, and that would be boxes, journals, And I know I didn't get to journals yet, but this will be a little bit of an introduction. Hi, Gail. So, first of all, what do we need to have? Do you have to have a base when you're doing, first of all, when you're doing pieces of jewelry? Do you have to have a pre-baked base, or can you do it directly on the background, polymer clay background that you're going to use? Well, you can do it both ways, but honestly, me personally, I prefer to have a background already baked, because that way I have already the dimensions set. I already have something hard in the back that won't allow me to push in certain areas and make the background be like this. So, but it is entirely up to you. This is my own personal preference. When it comes to journals and things, again, the same thing. I prefer to have when it comes to journals and boxes, obviously on boxes you are going to have a baked thing, but on journals you really don't, because you already have, if you have a journal that is hard cover. Hi, Mihaela. These, I think I paid $2 for them. They are from Family Dollar, and I liked the fact that the covers are cardboard and they look pretty nice for a diary or whatever. And in this case, because again I got a lot of questions about, well, how do you make the clay stick to the cover, because mine always comes out. To be very honest, your best bet when doing this is to, if you can find something that's not like this, but the kind that has more like fabricy texture, or anyway, texture in any way. This one has, it's a little bit shiny. The other thing, do not cover past here, because if you do, it's going to start crumbling when you open it. So obviously you want something that would be functional, right? Thank you, Ramana. But if you are worried that this kind of stuff it's a little bit too shiny to do anything with, then your best bet is, let me do my little, I still didn't finish completely arranging my, hi Dagmar, my table. I'm still catching up on stuff, and as I said, I suffered a setback this morning. But anyway, so what you want to do is to get something sharp, like I'm using this needle, and I'm going to scrape this all the way, and then I'm going to make some scrapes the other way, in the other direction, because this way I create a little bit more, how do you call it? I have a brain fart. It's not traction, it's adhesion. Another way that you can do it, and it works relatively well, is to put a whole bunch of bacon bond and then use cheesecloth first. You know, but always go a little bit over the edge. Not by much, just a little bit, because that way it will not have the tendency to come right off. But if you first fix, and I do have cheesecloth, but I couldn't find it. But your best bet is to just, baste some, like you baste a turkey, some grip. There you go. Thank you. Texture. Baste some bacon bond and then place some cheesecloth cut to size and then bake it for like 10 minutes. And after that you can continue with your thing. Now the next thing, if you don't have cheesecloth and you just do this, what I'm going to do is to simply get a whole load of bacon bond. And yes, I'm going to apply it way before I get my clay ready, because remember, it thickens up a little bit as it stays, and that way it ensures a better adhesion. Yeah, I bet it is, huh? So simply get all over the place with it. And someone at one point asked me, is it possible, because they were making actual books, like old style books, with buying paper and cutting it to size and all that, and they were asking me if it is possible to make the covers out of polymer clay. And absolutely, just make sure that you make the thickness anywhere between 1.5 the thickest setting on the machine and twice the thickest setting on the machine, because otherwise they would be a little bit flexible, and especially if you're one of those people who do have the tendency to get the books open down onto something, you might deform, and then you have to warm up the journal, and it's a whole deal. Now let's say that we are going to do, because in this session I can show you how to do the background, how to do water, and hopefully how to do trees. Now if we are doing the background, how do I measure how much? This one being cardboard, I don't really need to make my background too thick. So theoretically I'm going to get some white. Why white? Because I want to make some let's say sunrise would be the best. So I have here some white. Let me get it through some thinner setting to see how much of it covers. Need to clean my machine. So it would be almost all of it minus a few spots. So that is great. Let me get back and get it through the thicker setting now. And why do I choose white? Because I want to do a sunshine with a little bit of clouds and sunrise. And the sunrise is always a little bit lighter than a sunset. The sunsets are always redder, yellower, orangier if you want. So let me get this to the side. So what do I need? Obviously I need some yellow, and I don't have, what the heck? I'm going to use some ultramarine, some cadmium yellow that I'm going to grab right now, some cadmium red, and a touch of violet. Let me grab some cadmium yellow. Alright. Now you don't have to be, I know in a lot of Skinner blend tutorials that involve Skinner blend, you are always shown exact proportions. Well, one thing I can tell you is that on most Skinner blends it's useless to be, you know, there are some Skinner blends where you have to do it in a specific proportion, but on most of them you do not. So let's see, I have this one is a 4 by 3. Let's consider it 3 because this one is a little bit longer than 3, but this one is a little bit shorter. And remember, I do not want this to be too dark. So I am going to get a sliver of ultramarine, just a sliver. Let's say that I'm going to have this part will be the base, okay? This will be the base, this will be the top. So the base will have to be a little bit yellowish. But again, I'm working only with slivers. So I'm going to put a sliver of yellow here. Then I'm going to put a sliver of blue here. Then I'm going to put an even smaller sliver of red. I mean, really just a bit. So I practically want it more pinkish than anything. And of course you can use other colors. I'm showing you the easiest way of getting this. But on this side, as I said, I'm going to use a little bit of violet. That's too much. A little bit of violet. So it's just a little bit. And a touch of black. So this will be my Skinner blend. And this is how much I would work on a painting. I would first put the gesso and then do a white, full white background, and then I would start working my colors in. Now let's get it a little bit through the machine several times. I'm going to just keep folding over. and I got this. Now I'm going to start. Remember, I've shown you before the way of hurrying up a Skinner blend. You keep folding until it gets wide, and then you fan fold. Make sure you don't lose your lines. Then flatten it until it can go through the machine on the thickest setting. Now what you need to be very careful about is that the end, it will have the tendency to go sideways a little bit. And then we simply roll it and do the rolling a few times. And flatten it. And again, do this several times with the getting it through the machine, rolling it, because the logic behind it is that normally when you do a Skinner blend, you keep folding, right? When you roll, you actually fold it several times. So that will definitely hurry your Skinner blend. Will reduce your time. And again, you'll have to be very careful not to get all that messed up, the ends. And you can, also by rolling it, you can control the width until the colors start blending in. Now, if you want to make it even faster, go once through the thicker setting and then 2 more times reducing the setting. Because this way you will be rolling it many times, folding it many times when you roll. Just make sure that you go line on line. And the next time we roll, we are going to go a little bit sideways. At this point, it's okay. So again, let me put the machine at the thickest setting. Oops, sorry. My hands sometimes are hiccuping. Make sure that we don't have much distortion at the ends. See how it tries to distort? Make sure you don't allow it. And now this time when I'm going to start rolling, I will go a little bit sideways on both sides. I'm okay. You see, I didn't narrow anymore the red at the end. So slightly right, slightly left. Because what that is going to do is going to change, make the gradient more diffuse between the colors, because we want to have that. And again, flatten it up a little bit, and like this as well. And now I'm going to start working strictly folding, because I am good. I'm fairly good. If I need be, I can do another roll, but I think I should be good enough. And I'm going on a medium setting this time. I'm just pulling on this to make it thinner. So again, here you have to be careful and fold approximately side to side. This is going to be an area where I might have to come back, because there's a big difference in tone between the blue and the yellow white. I'm not going to fold every time here. See, I have to do this some more. But another thing that I wanted to show you, you know very well that as I go with this through the machine, it widens. The thing is that you need, and it widens this way, so it will shorten up this way. You need to get this to be as wide as that's the width of your journal. So let's see if this will work, because I don't need all of this to show. This will be covered by the horizon line. So let me keep going. And yes, I did go all the way because I need to fan fold it one more time. I did not make this ahead of time. You know that usually when it is possible, I do this ahead of time. But in this case, I had to show you exactly how to work the sky and the water. And this is very important. So I had to do the Skinner blend, even if it takes some time. I had to do it during the live. Okay, so again, now it shouldn't take as long as it did before. And you see we have kind of like a hi Pam, kind of a muted rainbow, a fairly muted rainbow. And yes, we do have some air, but we're gonna take care of it. So I'm going to start directly with thinner so I can roll it several times well. And again, pay attention to air pockets. That is the only disadvantage of using the rolling technique. Absolutely the only one, because the more you fold, the more you risk trapping air. That is a given. Hi, Robin. So yeah, as I was saying yesterday, a lot of people had a lot of issues happening this holiday season. One lady had fallen and she was doing Christmas in Hawaii, so instead of Christmas she broke her hip, so she had to go through hip replacement surgery, PT, and I think that she might be back to the States by now, because she was saying that they were going to release her. A couple cases of food poisoning. Another friend just got exactly what I went through, the frozen shoulder, and she got it as a result of shoulder surgery, and which is fairly common. Okay, so now I think I'm pretty good to start just the plain folding. As you see, I'm going on the thickest setting right now. This would be my thickest setting. Let's go one thinner. And why at this point you need to go one thinner and one thinner until you reach the thickness that you want on your journal. That's true, Gail. Yeah, I'm almost there. Just one more down. Now, very careful. The other thing that I'm going to do is find my ruler. Then I'm going to practically cut this in 2/3 and 1/3, so approximately 6. So I'm going to leave, what are you doing here? So if I have 12 inches, I'm going to keep 8 inches, actually not third, but more like a little bit less than half. So let's go like this. This should do it. And why is that? Because the area of sky would be a little bit more than the area of water on the journal cover. So let's go like this. And I'm going to work each of these separately until this gets to the width of the journal. You're going to say, well, but this is almost to the width of the journal. Yeah, I might have to work it twice to obtain the whole. So let me do a rolling first. This is how I avoid it getting too wide. Not bad. I think we are almost there. The only problem is that it's a little bit too too long, so let me roll it again. And this time, how I'm going to make it shorter, simply push in, push in, push in. Okay, and this should be just fine once I get through a few more times. And of course I have, this is a regular happening when you're rolling. To get the the sky in polymer clay requires a bit of work, and I promise you it's the most time consuming when you're trying to do a journal. If you want to shorten this, of course you can simply use powders, but then it wouldn't be full polymer clay painting. So I need this to be about 3 inches wide. So let me make it even shorter so that I can fold it several times. And now I should be on the good track. This is done. So this will have to go backwards on the cover. So should be like this. Let's give it a cut. And let's give it a cut here. Okay. And gently get a little bit over here and then cut. And the same for the part down here. It's okay if you still have some lines, the water is just perfect like this, but here be careful. See how I have ear pockets? At this point you do not want to start stabbing because it's gonna look nasty. So very gently push them. And make sure that your thing is free of, I still have a few. All right. Now this is clear, this is clear. Let's do this again. Yeah, lots of unfortunate stuff keeps kind of spilled over January. I keep watching the Australia wildfires and it's horrible. Some of my subscribers are friends with me on or have messaged me in the past on Facebook, and I sent them some messages and I didn't get replies from everybody, so I'm quite concerned. Okay, let's grab the let's grab the X-Acto. It's more exact at this. Stay here. Because as I said, you want it to be a little bit over, not a lot, just to give it a little bit of safety. And the same on the side. Oops. Okay, that wasn't good. There we go. Hi, Donna. Okay, so we are done. This will be the water. Now let's do real quick the sky, which shouldn't take as long as the water because it's better. We don't have to preserve all the stuff as for the water. I got again that yellow and the blue messing up. Ugh. Eesh. I hate it when that happens. Okay, let's push again to make it narrower. You're in Australia, Kathy? Hi, Colleen. Yeah, I got several of these journals and actually wanted to do several types of journals with you, starting from, you know, like these landscape thingies to flowers, easier, I mean, different levels of expertise, honestly. Some using canes. Remember the Celtic knot cane? That works absolutely beautiful on a journal, and especially now with the Fimo leather, you can make a combination of faux leather and the metal looking cane, like the one that I showed in that tutorial that used to be a sponsors tutorial from 2 years ago. Oh goodness, Kathy, I'm so sorry. Is it close to you? Okay, I think I'm good to go in this one. No, he seems to be very calm about it, and I have his cage is near the, I mean, it's on the wall with the kitchen, and on that wall in the kitchen I have my sanding and buffing station, and he seems to be unfazed. I did sand and buff some stuff and he was just fine. I was expecting him to go nutters and go hide in his little cat cave, but he didn't. You notice that I made it a little bit shorter, and that is for a reason, because again, due to the possibility of air pockets being caught in there. I'm going to put the roller on it, and putting the roller on it obviously is going to lengthen it some. Let's see, any more air pockets? There's one here. You need to gently push them out. Oh, see, now we have a very nice sunrise. Hi, Fran. One air pocket here. And make sure that you get enough here to get over to do that little lip. As I said, don't worry about this part, because this is going to be the horizon line and it's gonna have some grasses and things on it. Just make sure that everything goes to the edges where it's supposed to go. And I nicked it. Sorry, I dropped the goodness gracious. I dropped the roller and I nicked it. And I don't know if you notice, you can see I have a kitten. Okay? That's the sign of a kitten mama. Because he can be vicious. Hi, Gladys. Thank you, Susan. Okay, now. And when you start doing it, it's not going to take you as much time as it took me here, because you have to think that I'm slowed down by the fact that I have to explain, right? So don't worry, it's not going to take you this long. And again, making sure that it goes over nicely on it, all sides. And I nicked it again. I swear my hands aren't good for nothing today. Ah, goodness gracious. Alrighty. I need a new blade on my X-Acto knife, that's for sure. Don't press too hard when using the roller, otherwise you'll separate. the clay. Hey. You see how I go with the blade a little bit under the cover. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh yeah, that's not a good thing, Sculpey 3. And I know it's a little bit difficult to actually order online. So now I'm going to use some alcohol for two reasons. Want to do a little bit even better blend and to also smooth. Be careful not to drop alcohol on the paper. You don't want that. But you want to have your edges really nicely smooth. Because that's where the issues will be. And the problem is that you cannot use, as I said, you cannot use the roller, because if you press too hard, it's going to make the clay separate. But this way you also remove any kind of fingerprints and all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Judy. So there are several angles you need to look at it. First of all, you need to look at it like this, because you might see the difference between, I hope you can see the difference between this side that's done and this side that's not done. Then look at it perfectly on the side, and again, because you're gonna have a lot of things like that. Again, you can see this one is better. I still need to go one more time over it compared to this one. And then look at it like this, and again you'll have a lot of bumps there too. So let's go again. Don't spray this way, spray only on the face of it, and bring the alcohol over. To make sure that you have all your edges perfectly nice and smooth. And now we need a pre-bake of about 10 minutes. Yeah, that would be good if you could change it. Okay, let me go put this in the oven really quick. I need first it to dry. I'm not gonna put wet alcohol in the oven. And we'll give it a 10 minutes pre-bake. Not more than 10 minutes. You just need it to be hard enough so it wouldn't the same with some, but I would actually put some texture. Okay, let me grab another one while this one is baking, and we'll do exactly what you asked. We'll do the back. All right. And this will work for another one. So next time I'll already have the back on the one that we're doing. And I'm going to do the exact same thing as for the first one. As I said, if you find something that has fabric or texture that's better for the clay to adhere to than something, and avoid shiny stuff. That is not a good thing to get shiny stuff. Now let's see, what am I going to use? Let's use some black. First I'm gonna get through. Family Dollar. They are from Family Dollar. And you can find that the Dollar Tree stuff at the Family Dollar, I think they were $2, if I remember right. But you can find that pretty much. You go to the school supply section and you can find quite a bit of these. Various sizes. All right, put these aside and get this through the pasta machine to make it squarish. And I'm going to go on like a 3 with it. And now I'm going to do something a little bit, it might sound a little bit weird, but I'm going to first place the clay with a lot of care, not to trap any ear pockets. No, don't come after me, please. Just a second. Hi, Cynthia. But yeah, I prefer to get the smaller one. There were some bigger ones, and I think I did get 1 or 2 of the bigger ones too. But it's it's not so much of, oh, I don't want to use so much clay or stuff, but it's the oven size, you know? Because what's the use of making it if you cannot put it in the oven? Okay. Let me see. So you can use practically any texture you want. You know that I am in love with the cool tool textures, which are a little bit on the spendy side, the big ones. But because of the size, you can use them on so many things. So I chose this one is hibiscuses. And you can get them, I do have quite a bit of them in the influencer store, in the textures, but you can get them from their website, which is cooltools.us. Alright, now this is going to be the hardest thing to do. I don't dare to roll with my hands. Yeah, so this one is hibiscus. It says on the back. Because I don't want to mess up and do a shadowed impression. So I'm going to do this. And let me grab a no, this won't work. I normally would get up and step on it, but I can't, and I know I have one of those, how are they called, but I have no idea what I did with it, because I usually don't use it much. The paper doesn't scorch. Hi, Robbie. No, you'll have to remove the covers from the spiral, the sprayers. The spiral can melt if it's covered in plastic. That's not a good idea. Okay, that one dinged. Yeah, I have no idea where's my brayer roller. I don't see it on the table anywhere. I'll probably work with it on something. Okay, let's hope I managed to get a good impression. I did. That's not bad. Not too bad. Okay, it's pretty good. Now, the next thing is to do the edges. So first let's cut this edge. I'm not gonna cut all the way to the end. I don't want to cut too much. Okay, I can go deeper. Give me just a second. I need to get that journal out of the oven so it would have time to cool off. Okay, now let's cut these ends. If you make covers thin enough for the spiral punch to go through, you can directly get that done through polymer clay, baked polymer clay. And yes, I'm flattening the texture here. Now, do you want to go with a simple decoration of this, or do you want to go a little bit more fancy? Because I have both. Let me know. Yeah, that way it would work just fine. So let me know how fancy you want us to go. How you feeling, Robbie? Okay, it's a beautiful texture. It's absolutely gorgeous texture. Okay, let's go. Actually, I can show you both, honestly, if I think about it. So you can go like this, right? Or with any other color that you might want. In just a second. Also, you can go with, let's get some gold. This one is messed up. Yes, yes, you can use it without a problem. It's beautiful on Fimo leather. Okay, so you can go simple, tone on tone. You can go oh yes, and I said we'll do several kinds. It's gonna be like a mini series. This would be your next simple. Okay, I'm just using perfect pearls because they don't need to be, and I'm not going to go all over it, just to show you how it looks like. Just do this. Let me remove it. Because that's not the look that I'm looking for. And I'm not gonna remove all of it, just most of it. All right. The next look is patina. We're gonna make it copper. And you know that my most favorite thing for this is the artisan powder, the Franco Garcia. So let me grab, I think that the Marquise should be good, the Trianon patina. And you can do these with the chalk pastels as well. The Trianon and the Marquise blue. These are the best for copper patina. You can add a little bit of green too, of French sage, but you don't really need. Okay, so let's get a little bit of these. Why I prefer the artisan powders is because they bond with everything, including resin. They are used a lot in house decorating elements and, you know, like furniture decorating elements. This is what Premo marketing is essentially about. All kinds of home decoration stuff. So for this I need, actually, let me get a cosmetics brush. It would work better than this makeup brush. And these powders are essentially to do antiquing and patinas, you know. So now I got myself a base and I can go back to that other paintbrush. Just takes a little bit longer than I wanted it to. And if you want to, I really recommend that you watch, subscribe to the, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. And I honestly think that they have one of the crappiest customer service and PR that I've ever seen in a company. And they are a family run company, so it doesn't matter that the so-called PR manager talks back to you or anybody talks back to you, because one is the daughter-in-law, one is the, you know, so it's just family. They are nasty to the customers and there's nothing you can do about it, but their products are awesome. So if it is possible, I prefer not to have to deal with them for issues, but otherwise their products, I love them. And yeah, you have to kind of load a bit here. To make it look like oxidization on copper. Yogurt? How do you do yogurt on clay pots? Please tell us. Please share. We are beyond interested in that. Prima marketing, Judy. I even got approved by them to sell their stuff, but after a few runs in with their personnel, I was like, I'd better not. I'm trying to remove stress from my life, not add it. Prima marketing. But most of the stuff that you see on, it's not Prima marketing selling, it's their retailers. Let me just go full mode. It's easier, because otherwise it takes too long. I'm just mixing the Trianon patina with the Marquise blue. Could I use something else? Yes, of course I could, but as I said, the artisan powders kind of bond with the whatever you're using them on. So just try to get them all over the place. To do a nice patina job. And I'm gonna get this under the table because that's where I have my yeah, Trish carries them. Trish carries them, and you have the link in the video description on my affiliate link with Trish. And Trish carries them cheaper than Amazon. So if you do your clay buying with Trish, go ahead and get these too. Well, you'll see how in a second it will not look like that. Okay, let me clean up the mess a little bit. I'm going to just shake this over the trash. And give it a little bit more. And you see how I got some more in some areas and some less in other areas, because I want it to look exactly like now we got from painting with we got from painting with polymer clay to patina with polymer clay. Oh well, it happens. I think that all of us, we are guilty of this. We start something and then we get another idea and then we get another thing going on, and this is how stuff keeps getting diverted. And the pigments are very, very strong. And they do keep Ugh, you get out of here. You can see it, even this is marble. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean my tile after this. Ooh. Water and soap. Now for the next thing, you can use Perfect Pearls, or again you can use another Prima marketing thing. You can use the waxes, the Art Alchemy waxes. Just a second. The best in this situation would be rich copper and red amber, but I'm going to do a little bit with Perfect Pearls and then the rest with, just to see the difference. Looks very so you can use the Perfect Pearls copper, or we can go ahead and do some waxes. And remember, the waxes can get buffed. Okay. No, look what I did a mess. I made the mess here. That's okay. It's gonna still look good. Now let's put some red amber on it too. And oops, I didn't mean to get this with me. And then do also the end lines, and do them with metal look. And one thing that I absolutely adore about the Art Alchemy, no, there will be no need to seal. As I said, the artisan powder bonds with the background. Perfect Pearls bonds with the background. The Art Alchemy waxes, they harden after about half an hour, and after baking, of course, and they can be shined up. So there's one more thing I need to do though, and that is cleaning the spine of the book. Because we don't want all that green to be there. And remember, after it's baked, you can come again with some wax and oh, you just put yogurt on the clay pot? That is awesome. Awesome. That is something that needs to be tried. Okay, now I'm going to change the focus so you can see better this. You can see how totally gorgeous this whole thing is. And yes, we will make a steampunk journal as well, not just this. Okay, so this is, remember, this is the back cover. For the next time, on this one we will do the front cover in steampunk. And be ready for, if, as I said, if you don't have artisan powders, you can use the chalk pastels. But I really do recommend, and if you don't have a lot of money, the artisan powders you've seen, these are huge. And let me get you the price on them, at least from Trish. I need to close this one, I didn't close it properly. Let me tell you the price on this one, and they are huge, huge, huge. It's really worth to get them. Powders, artisan powders. So they are $8. And the only one that they don't make anymore is the Madame Merlot. But if you want to get just for patinas and things, if you don't get anything else, oops, I dropped something. If you don't get anything else, get the Trianon patina. This other one is called Marquise Blue, and I normally use both of them whenever I want to do copper patina. If you remember the, let me see, I have one of them here. When I did the Empress bracelet, I used these, and also I used some of the greenish waxes. But it makes things, if you want to do an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful copper patina, this is what you want to use, nothing else. Oh yes, I'm going to have to that sounds great, Kathy. So if you don't get anything else, get yourself, if you don't have money for both of them, get just the Trianon. Get just the Trianon, and get, because it's also, you can find it with Trish, out of these two, prefer the red amber. And you know that you've seen me using these before. This is going to bake, and then after it's baked, I'm going to shine it up. Now I know we are here with this, I'm going to have to do a little bit of sanding because I still got a few air bubbles. What a bane. And then we'll finish this, work kinda in between. Next Sunday we'll work on both of these. We'll work on the steampunk and we'll work on this one, and it will be like 15 minutes working on one, it goes in the oven, we'll work on the other one, it goes in the oven, and we take the other one again. But we'll be busy all this month with this, okay? I promise you. And we'll make nice journals, and just because this one is so cute, and you I saw everybody going, oh, we need to do that too. All right, I've been up for an hour and a half and my back is starting to hurt, so we'll stop here and we'll continue next time. I'm sorry it took so long for the background, but I had to show you how to do that, and you saw it's a little bit complicated, and you need to get this perfectly perfect for it to look like a sky. And next, what we will do, you see, and because of that violet with a little bit of black, you already have the illusion of clouds here. And whenever it's a little bit in between, you do have the illusion of clouds. Now here we'll have the waves, but next time I'll show you how to do a little bit of more clouds here, and then we'll start working on the horizon line and maybe make a little tower castle or something here, and the water. Okay, so and we'll work on this with steampunk. Thank you so much, and I will see you all next Sunday. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to thumbs up. And if you just found my channel, like and subscribe. I'm trying to get back on track after a lot of health issues. So thank you again, and have a wonderful, wonderful what's left of the Sunday. Goodbye. Love you all. Big hugs.